In the heart of the unforgiving frontier, where storms could swallow whole families and the howling wind carried despair, a rancher faced the unimaginable loss of his child to the merciless elements. His world shattered beneath the relentless rain, a grief so deep it seemed endless. Yet, in the midst of his sorrow, fate intervened, leading him to a dying infant abandoned in the storm's fury. Against all odds, his hands brought life to the fragile child, a beacon of hope amid the darkness. This was not merely a story of loss and survival. It was a tale of unexpected redemption, where tragedy gave way to a profound connection between a grieving man and a tribe whose voices would soon rise in song to honor his courage. How could one man's act of mercy in the midst of his own heartbreak stir the hearts of an entire community? What secrets did the rain-soaked infant hold that would forever bind this rancher to a people he barely knew? In a land where life was a constant battle against nature's harshest trials, the rancher's decision to save the infant was an act of defiance, against fate, against despair, against the bitter loneliness of grief. It challenged the very fabric of survival on the frontier, proving that compassion could bloom even in the harshest storms. This story invites us to witness how one life saved can echo through generations, transforming pain into a legacy of hope and honor. As the rain washed over the land and the storm clouds began to part, the rancher's journey led him to a place of unexpected kinship. The tribe, whose song would soon carry his name, saw in him not just a stranger, but a protector whose heart beat with the rhythm of their own struggles and dreams. This bond, forged in the tempest's eye, would change the course of many lives and tell a story that lingers long after the storm has passed. Prepare to be drawn into a narrative that weaves loss and love, despair and courage, set against the raw beauty and brutal reality of the Old West. This is a tale of how a single act of kindness, born from grief, can unite worlds and inspire generations. A story that will hold you captivated until the very last note of the tribe's song. The storm had raged for hours, relentless and unforgiving, tearing through the rugged landscape like a force of nature itself. Amidst the howling winds and pouring rain, the rancher's world was shattered, his child lost to the storm's cruel grasp. The emptiness that followed was a heavy silence, one that pressed down on his soul with the weight of despair. Yet, even in the darkest moments of loss, the human spirit often finds a flicker of light. And for this man, that light came in the form of a faint cry beneath the storm's fury. Wading through the swirling water and debris, the rancher discovered a fragile infant, barely clinging to life. The child's tiny body was soaked and shivering, abandoned and forgotten by the merciless storm. Without hesitation, the rancher wrapped the infant in his own coat, sheltering the small life as if it were the most precious treasure in the world. His own grief mingled with a fierce determination to save this child, a new purpose born from loss, hope forged in the heart of sorrow. The rescue was not without danger. The storm showed no mercy, and every step was a battle against nature's wrath. But the rancher's hands were steady, guided by love and resolve. His every move spoke of a silent promise, that this infant would not be left to the same fate as his own child. In that moment, amidst the tempest, a bond was formed, fragile yet unbreakable, a testament to the resilience of the human heart. Word of the rescue traveled swiftly to a nearby tribe, whose own ties to the land and its storms ran deep. They heard of the rancher's bravery and the infant he had saved, and their voices rose in song, a chorus of gratitude and respect that carried across the plains. This was more than a simple act of survival. It was a profound gesture that bridged worlds, a moment that would weave the rancher's name into the tribe's history forever. As the storm finally began to subside, the rancher found himself at the cusp of a new journey. The child he saved was not just a life restored, but a symbol of hope and connection between two very different worlds. The road ahead was uncertain, but the bond forged in the storm's heart promised a story of healing, honor, and unexpected kinship. In the days that followed the storm, the rancher devoted himself to nurturing the infant back to health, his every action infused with a quiet reverence for the fragile life he had saved. The land around him, scarred by the tempest, seemed to reflect his own emotional journey, battered but alive, wounded but enduring. The infant's soft coos and tentative smiles began to fill the silence that had once been heavy with grief, stirring a cautious hope in the rancher's heart. The tribe, whose song had honored the rancher's courage, soon made contact, bringing gifts and offers of alliance. Their respect was not born merely from the act of saving a child, but from recognizing a shared understanding of loss, survival, and respect for life's sacredness. Through this connection, the rancher began to learn the tribe's ways, their traditions, their values, and the deep bond they held with the land and each other. This exchange was a meeting of worlds, each offering strength and wisdom to the other. Despite this newfound kinship, the rancher grappled with his own pain, the loss of his child, an ache that never fully faded. Yet, the infant's presence became a balm to his wounded soul, a living reminder that life could emerge even from the deepest sorrow. His days were filled with both struggle and healing, as he balanced grief with gratitude and the responsibilities that came with protecting this tiny life. The tribe's song grew louder and more frequent, a celebration not just of survival, but of the unity forged in the storm's aftermath. Their voices carried tales of the rancher's bravery, painting him as a guardian not only of the child, but of their shared future. The bond between the rancher and the tribe deepened, built on mutual respect and a recognition of the strength found in compassion and courage. As the infant grew stronger, so too did the promise of what lay ahead. The rancher's journey, once defined by loss and loneliness, began to take shape as a story of hope and community. The child he saved was a bridge between pain and healing, between solitude and belonging, between two worlds bound by the rhythms of the land and the songs of its people. As the infant grew stronger under the rancher's care, the bond between them deepened, becoming a quiet testament to resilience and hope amid the unforgiving frontier. Each day brought new challenges, scarce resources, harsh weather, and the ever-present threat of the wild, but also moments of profound tenderness. The rancher, once broken by loss, found renewed purpose in the child's fragile hands and innocent gaze. This small life became his anchor, a living symbol that even amid devastation, there was reason to fight and to believe. The tribe, watching from a respectful distance, slowly extended their trust and friendship, inviting the rancher to share in their traditions and wisdom. Through fire-lit nights and shared stories, the man came to understand their deep connection to the land and to each other, a bond forged over generations of survival and reverence. In turn, the tribe embraced the rancher's courage and kindness, seeing in him a protector whose heart beat in rhythm with their own struggles and dreams. But the frontier was never kind to those who dared to stand apart. Whispers of suspicion and fear stirred among neighbors, wary of the ties forming between the rancher and the tribe. Old prejudices ran deep, and some questioned the man's intentions and the child's place in the world. Yet, the rancher remained undeterred, his resolve steeled by the growing sense of family and belonging he found in this unexpected alliance. As seasons shifted and the land healed from the storm's fury, so too did the rancher's spirit mend. The child's laughter echoed through the valley like a promise of brighter days, and the tribe's songs of praise carried his name on the wind. This once solitary man had become a figure of honor and respect, his story intertwined with the destiny of a people bound by courage, loss, and hope. The journey ahead remained uncertain, but one thing was clear. The bond forged in the storm's heart would shape not only their lives but the legacy of the land itself. Together, they faced a future built on shared strength and unwavering compassion, a testament to the enduring power of kindness in even the harshest of places. With the child growing healthy and strong, the rancher's role evolved beyond protector to teacher and guide. He taught the young one the ways of the land, the scent of rain on dry earth, the language of the wind, the strength found in patience and perseverance. These lessons were not only survival skills, but stories passed down from generations who had lived and loved under the vast, relentless skies of the West. The child absorbed these lessons eagerly, embodying the spirit of the frontier while carrying within him the promise of new beginnings. The tribe, witnessing the nurturing care and unwavering devotion the rancher gave, grew increasingly united with him. Their once cautious interactions blossomed into genuine friendship and mutual respect. Together, they shared rituals and celebrations, their voices rising in harmony to honor the child whose life had bridged two worlds. The community became a living mosaic of tradition and renewal, bound by the shared experience of overcoming hardship through compassion. Yet, beneath this harmony lay the reality of the wilderness, a place that demanded vigilance and resilience. The rancher and his newfound family faced threats from predators, both human and natural. Raiders prowled the outskirts, and harsh winters tested their endurance. But each challenge only strengthened their resolve. Together, they defended their land and their lives, united by a bond that no storm or enemy could break. Stories of the rancher's bravery and the tribe's gratitude spread beyond the valley, reaching travelers and settlers who marveled at the unlikely alliance. The man who had once lost everything was now celebrated not just for his courage, but for his heart. His name became a song, carried on the wind, and etched into the history of a land shaped by hardship, honor, and hope. As the child grew, so did the promise of a future shaped by compassion and strength. The rancher's journey, from grief to grace, from loss to legacy, continued to unfold, a powerful reminder that even in the wildest, most unforgiving places, kindness can transform lives and inspire generations. As the child grew stronger and wiser under the rancher's watchful eye, the bond between the two became a symbol of resilience and hope for all who witnessed their journey. The rancher, once a man broken by loss, now found renewed purpose not only in protecting the child, but in shaping a future filled with promise. Every lesson taught and every shared moment carried the weight of survival and the possibility of healing. Together, they were a testament to the strength found in compassion amidst the harsh realities of the Old West. The tribe, whose songs had already begun to honor the rancher, embraced this evolving relationship with open hearts. They shared their traditions, their stories of survival, and their deep respect for the land, a sacred bond that transcended mere friendship. In this union, two worlds converged, the rugged frontier's raw endurance and the tribe's spiritual connection to the earth and community. Their alliance became a powerful force, challenging old prejudices and fostering a sense of belonging that neither had expected. But life on the frontier remained fraught with challenges. The rancher and his newfound family faced dangers, both natural and human. Wild animals prowled the edges of their territory, and tensions with outsiders simmered beneath the surface. Yet, through each trial, the strength of their bond proved unbreakable. The tribe stood steadfast beside the rancher, their voices united in song and purpose, defending their shared home and the fragile hope it represented. The child, now blossoming into a young leader, carried with him the wisdom of both worlds. He embodied the lessons of survival taught by the rancher and the spiritual depth imparted by the tribe. His presence was a bridge, uniting communities that had long lived apart in suspicion and fear. As he grew, so too did the respect and reverence for the man who had saved his life, a man whose courage in the storm had echoed through time. Their story became more than a tale of survival. It transformed into a legend of hope, unity, and the enduring power of kindness. In a land often defined by hardship and loss, their journey shone as a beacon, proof that even the fiercest storms could give rise to new life and new beginnings. The influence of the rancher and the tribe spread beyond their immediate home, inspiring neighboring settlements and tribes alike. Their alliance, born from tragedy and forged in the crucible of hardship, demonstrated that cooperation and compassion could overcome even the most entrenched divisions. Travelers spoke of their story in hushed tones around campfires, spreading a message of hope that resonated deeply in the hearts of those who longed for peace and connection. The rancher's role evolved into that of a wise elder, a guardian of traditions and protector of the community's future. He guided the young with stories of endurance, honor, and love, values that had sustained him through loss and led him to this new chapter of life. His presence was a calming force, a reminder that strength was not measured solely by physical might, but by the courage to nurture and protect what mattered most. Meanwhile, the child's journey toward leadership blossomed. With the tribe's teachings and the rancher's guidance, he became a symbol of unity, a living testament to the possibility of bridging worlds. His vision extended beyond survival, encompassing the growth of a community founded on mutual respect, shared values, and the promise of a better tomorrow. His story inspired others to embrace change and seek harmony amidst the challenges of the frontier. Yet, challenges persisted. The harsh environment and unpredictable dangers tested their resolve at every turn. But the legacy of compassion and courage that began in the storms provided a foundation of strength. Together, they faced adversity with unyielding determination, their unity a shield against the uncertainties of life in the Old West. As the seasons turned and the land healed, the tale of the rancher and the child became etched into the very soul of the frontier. Their journey stood as a timeless reminder that from the depths of loss and hardship can rise stories of hope, community, and the enduring power of human kindness. As time unfolded across the rugged landscape, the once fragile bond between the rancher and the child blossomed into a profound legacy that touched the lives of many. The child, now growing into a young man, carried the wisdom and strength passed down from the rancher and the tribe alike. His footsteps echoed with the resilience of the land, a blend of frontier grit and sacred tradition. His presence was a living testament to the power of compassion to transcend loss and forge new paths, inspiring hope in those who had long forgotten its light. The tribe, recognizing the young man as both kin and leader, welcomed him with open arms, their voices rising in song to celebrate not only his survival, but the unbreakable spirit that united them all. Together, they nurtured the land and each other, cultivating a community grounded in respect, honor, and shared history. The rancher's sacrifice and care had become the foundation for this vibrant tapestry of life, a symbol that even in the harshest environments, family can be chosen and love can heal. Yet, life on the frontier remained unpredictable, and threats lurked in shadows both near and far. The community faced challenges from nature's fury and human greed alike. But the bonds forged in the storm's heart proved stronger than any storm or threat. United by shared hardship and hope, they stood as guardians of a legacy born from loss, but defined by unwavering courage and compassion. The young man's leadership blossomed alongside his growth, blending the lessons of the rancher with the spiritual teachings of the tribe. His vision extended beyond survival to the thriving of a people bound by shared destiny. His story, woven with threads of pain and triumph, became a beacon to all who sought to overcome adversity through unity and kindness. As the sun set over the vast horizon, casting golden light across the valley, the voices of the tribe sang a song that carried far and wide, a song that honored a man who, through loss and love, had changed the course of many lives. Their melody was a testament to the enduring power of human connection and the promise of hope, no matter how fierce the storm. The community's story spread beyond the valley, carried by travelers and whispered among neighboring tribes and settlements. Tales of the rancher's bravery and the tribe's gratitude inspired others to look beyond differences and embrace the strength found in compassion. Their journey became a symbol of what could be achieved when hearts opened and hands joined across boundaries once thought unbreakable. The rancher, now a respected elder, continued to guide and protect the community, his life's purpose forever intertwined with the child he saved. His teachings became lessons not just of survival, but of honor, resilience, and the transformative power of kindness. His story reminded all that even in the wildest, most unforgiving lands, humanity could prevail through empathy and steadfastness. The young man, growing into his role as a leader, balanced the rugged wisdom of the frontier with the spiritual heritage of the tribe. He sought to unite not only people but traditions, crafting a future where respect and harmony reigned. His leadership was a bridge, connecting past and present, hardship and hope, loss and renewal. Yet, the frontier's challenges remained, a constant reminder of life's fragility and the need for vigilance. The community faced storms and threats, but their unity was a fortress stronger than any wall. Together, they confronted each challenge with unwavering faith in one another and the legacy they shared. As twilight bathed the valley in soft light, the tribe's song rose once more, a tribute to the journey from grief to grace, from loss to lasting kinship. Their voices carried the promise that no matter the storms ahead, their story would endure, inspiring all who believe in the healing power of compassion and the strength found in unity. The legacy of the rancher and the young man grew beyond the valley's rugged edges, inspiring neighboring tribes and settlements alike. Their story became a beacon, illuminating a path where compassion and courage conquered fear and division. Travelers carried the tale across the frontier, recounting how a man's heart broken by loss was mended through an act of mercy, a mercy that blossomed into a bond strong enough to unite entire communities. This legacy wasn't just a story of survival, but a testament to humanity's profound capacity for healing and connection, even in the wildest and most unforgiving lands. Yet, the journey was marked by continued trials. Harsh winters, scarce resources, and threats from outsiders tested their resilience. But the strength found in their shared hardships forged a community unshakable by adversity. The tribe's songs grew louder, their celebrations more frequent, each one a tribute to the unity and hope that flourished from that stormy night when a life was saved against all odds. The rancher's courage echoed through time, a reminder that true strength lies in the heart's capacity to protect and nurture. The young man, standing tall between the worlds of the tribe and the frontier, embodied the legacy of both. His leadership, shaped by rugged survival and spiritual wisdom, inspired others to embrace the power of kinship and kindness. He became a living bridge, a symbol that even in a land ruled by storms, both literal and figurative, hope can rise and wounds can heal. His story reminded all who heard it that from loss and grief can emerge greatness born of love and sacrifice. Back in the valley, the rancher found peace in the knowledge that the child he saved had grown into a leader who carried forward the lessons of compassion and resilience. His journey had come full circle, from a moment of desperate loss to a lifetime of profound connection and legacy. The bonds forged in the storm's heart were stronger than ever, their impact reaching far beyond what any of them could have imagined. As the sun set on the vast horizon, painting the sky with hues of fire and gold, the tribe's song rose once more, a timeless melody of gratitude and hope, carrying the story of a rancher who turned sorrow into salvation, and a child who became the living promise of a brighter tomorrow. The story of the rancher and the young man became a legend whispered across the frontier, a narrative of resilience, unity, and the enduring power of human kindness. Their journey was etched into the collective memory of a land often defined by hardship, a powerful reminder that even in the darkest storms, the light of compassion can shine brightest. Their legacy inspired generations to stand tall in the face of adversity, to protect the vulnerable, and to build communities bound by respect and love. The community they nurtured thrived, growing into a vibrant tapestry of cultures and traditions woven together by shared experience and mutual care. The lessons of the storm, of loss, courage, and unexpected kinship, became guiding principles for a new era of the Old West. This era was defined not by isolation or fear, but by connection and hope, proving that the human spirit's capacity for love can transcend even the harshest of landscapes. The young man's leadership continued to bridge worlds, fostering peace and understanding between the tribe and neighboring settlements. His vision extended beyond survival to flourishing, guiding his people with wisdom tempered by hardship and a heart shaped by compassion. His story was a living testament that leadership grounded in empathy can change the course of history and inspire hope where there was once despair. For the rancher, the legacy of his act of kindness was a quiet but profound source of fulfillment. He remained a guardian of the land, a living reminder that even the smallest acts of mercy can ripple outward to create a future brighter than any could foresee. His story, intertwined with that of the young man and the tribe, stood as a monument to the enduring power of human connection and courage. As twilight settled over the valley, The tribe's song echoed one final time, a celebration of life, resilience, and the unbreakable bonds forged in the eye of the storm. Their voices carried a timeless truth, that through compassion and unity, even the fiercest storms can give way to new beginnings, and hope can rise eternal beneath the endless skies of the Old West. In the vast and rugged expanse of the Old West, where storms could tear families apart and hope often fell out of reach, the story of a rancher who turned his own tragedy into a beacon of life reminds us all of the transformative power of compassion. His courage to save a dying infant amidst his own loss teaches us that even in our darkest moments, we can choose to create light, not just for ourselves, but for others. This tale is a timeless reminder that from grief and hardship can emerge strength, unity, and an enduring legacy. As you reflect on this journey, consider the moments in your own life where kindness made all the difference. How often do we hesitate to help because we feel overwhelmed by our own struggles? This story challenges us to find courage and empathy, to extend our hands even when the world feels stormy, knowing that one act of love can ripple across generations. It invites us to believe that every small gesture matters, and that saving one life can transform many. The legacy of the rancher and the tribe is more than history. It is a living testament to the power of resilience, community, and hope. Their journey teaches us that true strength is born not from power or wealth, but from standing up for those who cannot stand for themselves. It reminds us that the bonds we forge through compassion are the foundation of healing and lasting change. If this story has touched your heart, I invite you to become part of this community by subscribing to our channel, where you will discover more incredible stories of courage and transformation. Like this video if you believe in the power of kindness to change lives, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us about a time when compassion made a difference for you or someone you know. Together, we keep these stories alive, inspiring each other to be braver and kinder in our own lives. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the greatest storms bring the most powerful new beginnings.